when your name came up, Jack.
Oh, hang on, wait.
What?
You mentioned me to ManLikeHaks.
Well, because I feel really bad today.
do you?
I do.
What? Something's been chewing you up?
Yeah, and I know I've just been forgiven for what I've done in my past.
And just about as well.
But I already know this one's going to be much harder for you guys to accept.
Okay.
Especially since it's to you two. I could say this exact thing to others, but because it's to you, I feel like I've betrayed you in a way.
So you've done something about us.
And it's also a little bit mental, but I've not told you this before now. But it seems a bit relevant and that I should bring it up.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous.
What the fuck is this going to be?
What have you? Did you put something in the cookies? Is that why I'm so giddy today?
That's why I've shat myself.
Okay. No. So what I've done,
Yeah.
well, what I did. This is in the past. I promise.
Yeah.
I befriended. I'm so scared.
What?
I befriended ManLikeHaks.
What? ManLikeHaks.
I befriended ManLikeHaks.
So when you say that, are you saying online or you met ManLikeHaks?
I'm saying I met ManLikeHaks.
And you became you became his mate?
I actually spent a bit of time with him. Yeah.
Get out! Get out! I'm Alex and Doody Rhino waiting out there. Go and join them.
Am I forgiven?
No!
Can we have a little more context to this?
Where did you meet ManLikeHaks?
I went
Was he
to. I went to a EA Sports FIFA event.
I thought you said eel. I went to an eel convention. And he nailed that impression. Oh, Winnie. That wasn't eel. Winnie.
He did the impression and then slagged himself off.
Oh, Winnie. That was Tom Hanks. Life is like a box of chocolates, Winnie. You never know what you're going to get.
So I went to an EA Sports FIFA event. It was like the FIFA Premier League of some sort.
And he was there, was he?
Yes, it was a big event.
Yeah.
It was on.
Well, it must be if they're booking him. Jeez.
And I remember how mental the event was because I got there and I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was like a full-on FIFA tournament presented by Smithy from Sky Sports. It was live on Sky Sports.
Love Smithy.
Oh, wow.
Didn't know that until I left because I saw KSI post a video being like, why the fuck is this on Sky Sports? It's FIFA.
Slagging the event off?
Yeah.
A guy that made his name from FIFA is going, why the fuck is FIFA
Yeah,
on?
but he's basically saying it's not a sport. It was a bit cringy. Like, I remember one guy got knocked out and he was going, I just feel like I've let Fulham down.
Mitrovic is like, you fucking...
Yeah.
And the other thing I found really weird about the tournament was that they'd be like where they're from. So he was Fulham, for instance, and didn't have a single player from Fulham on his team. It was like an ultimate team and he just had like fucking Salah up front. And it's like, brilliant.
Really?
Didn't understand tournament. But let's get to the bit you both care about.
Yeah.
I first get there.
My stomach just went mad.
And I get there. I went with a good friend of ours, Schaefer Bates.
Yeah, yeah.
And as we're walking in,
Good friend of yours.
this. Sorry, Schaefer.
I'm joking.
We get there and we're walking through to go into like the room.
Yeah. Foyer.
Can you
The
get to
foyer.
the hacks bit, please? I don't care where you are.
No, because this is relevant because we're walking
I'm in
through.
Freddy's world.
We're walking through and we cross paths with quite a camp, female-sounding, bald man,
Right.
or like short-haired man with a hat on. Surprisingly, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like he talks a bit like Gok Wan. It's like a Kardashian."
Can you do an impression of what he was talking like?
He's like, "Oh my God, Schaefer! Oh my God!" And I was like, "What is this?" I didn't know if it was real or not. And to me, it was. Whole 10-minute conversation. He spoke like that the whole time,
What?
and Schaefer just kept speaking back to him and like laughing along.
Was Schaefer doing a voice back?
No, he
So
did little bits, but
so Schaefer's an impressionist and he wasn't doing the voices.
no, he's just he did.
Right.
Hacks did, and I was like, no idea. And then we moved on with our day. We kept seeing him throughout, and then we are leaving the event because it was wank. Schaefer, I'm sure you loved it. You were the one promoting it.
You'll be invited back next year.
I don't think I'd ever want to go. It's a stupid event.
Okay.
I even said it to the guy who was running it as we were leaving. I was like, what is this?
Probably don't say it to him. Probably don't.
Schaefer was just...
the biggest day of his life.
I just didn't get it. And I'll
Right.
never get it. Stupid, play with the players on your team. And as we're leaving, we pass Haks again with his mate. Can't remember his mate's name. And he's suddenly talking like a chavvy Londoner. And I was like taken aback. Like, what the...
What
the
do an
hell?
impression of him now?
It's just his normal voice. Like he's like going, oh yeah, regardless of being homophobic.
Right, yeah.
He wasn't doing that, but and this would have been about a year after the Wembley Cup as well. But I had no idea who he was. So yeah, then we stayed with him for about half an hour to an hour.
Was this last summer you
just
did
chat?
this?
Yeah, we were just about an hour,
Crazy.
probably about an hour, just chatting in the little foyer area.
Why is it somebody that you've met the first time come up and just spoke in a different
Yeah.
accent?
Because Schaefer's obviously known him before now.
Yeah, but like, if I've met Schaefer lots of times. I wouldn't, if I now went up to Schaefer, I wouldn't be like, "Oh my God, Schaefer, how are
That's
you,
not
baby?"
Your career. You'd go up to him and go, "He's in that man calendar, Schaefer."
No, I wouldn't, would I? Imagine if I went up to Schaefer and went, "All right, mate, how you doing? It's me, Jack, mate. Oh, it's a bloody shit event, isn't it? Proper shit."
Yeah, so it's quite weird. Suddenly had this completely different voice, and I was like, okay, now I get it. You're funny. And then
So which one? But how did you know that when he was doing his normal London voice, that wasn't him putting on a voice?
I didn't. I just had to assume that was the actual one because he looked more like it'd sound like that than the first voice he did.
Right.
And then we stayed with him for about an hour. He was fairly nice. There was a bit where Schaefer told him what I did, and when your name came up, Jack.
Oh, hang on, wait.
What?
You mentioned me to ManLikeHaks.
Well, because the Schaefer was like, oh, he does Happy Hour podcast with Jack, mate. And then as soon as your name came up, Wembley Cup came up, and they were a bit like, oh yeah, I think it's just just defending a mate, you know, like you got to defend him. And then there's like Brian there, and it's all a bit like in your face. And I was just going, yeah, no idea what you're talking about. I was going, yeah, all right. I knew you'd done a video on Swazzers around that time.
Yeah.
It would have been before your rank bank, sure. How long ago
Yeah,
was that?
yeah.
So you did a video specifically about how much Swaz
It was-
Lynch is a bell
me and Alex did a podcast about it when you weren't here one day because I never was in your seat. Yeah.
That's what it was, yeah. And I was like, oh, great. So now I'm linked to the podcast that he's about to defend himself over. I wasn't there, didn't know anything about it. And he just kept saying that. And I was just like, yeah, I just agreed with everything. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
So
Cool. Defend
did
your mate.
he seem remorseful?
No, not really. He was a bit like, yeah, I was just in the moment. And then you just got to defend your mates, haven't you? If someone's coming at your mate. But now he was saying that, so he's still lying because all the other stories have come out that they were the ones going around to tables.
Yeah.
And there's defending your mates and like saying, "I'm going to shank you."
you,
like,
in front of kids.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have made it, going on to the ManLikeHaks thing a bit, do you think it would have made it better? You know, when he's talking to Stephen and he's like, "Oh, bang you up differently, bruv," like that. He's playing up to a camera because the
Yeah.
F2 are filming it.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have made it better for his cause if he would have gone into character? So if Stephen would have been like,
Yes.
"I'll chat to me when you get 100 tweets," and say, "Oh my God, honey, I don't need 100 tweets because I'm staying in the Ritz tonight." Like,
He would have still got some hate, but it's the
It would have been
it's the aggression, isn't it?
yeah, it would have been,
Yeah.
and then people would have been going like, he doesn't give a shit about Stephen, like he's
Yeah.
just taking the piss, like.
Yeah. But yeah, then he just kept doing random voices like
Oh.
throughout the conversation.
Well, but I understand if that's your job and that's your act, but why are you doing that in a normal conversation?
Yeah, with your mates and that.
That's madness.
Yeah, so I befriended him. I thought he was all right. He wasn't a dick. I found it a bit weird. It was
Right.
random, and the way he spoke. And then I knew he got quite defensive as soon as your name came up.
Did he?
But I was just like, I don't know who this is. So it made no difference to me.
I wonder what will happen if your name comes up now.
Oh God! After our video,
It's a bit weird you never mentioned it, if I'm totally honest.
Yeah, it's really strange that you guys didn't know about it.
Yeah.
But it's because, looking back at it, I had no idea who he is.
did you at any point when you when you're speaking to him, where was he looking?
What? Are you asking me if he was cross-eyed the whole time?
Yeah.
I genuinely can't remember if he ever did that stupid thing.
All right. That's too far now. That's too far.
What? It's too far to say that it's bad to take the piss out of people with eye conditions.
No.
Right.
But
Clip that out, Katie.
he's really backed us in a corner. We're not even trying to think of our opinion. We're trying to think of what will get us cancelled
Well, that's
the
the
least.
thing.
No? Yeah?
Not only is he joking and thinking, "Oh, going cross-eyed is funny," but there are people who genuinely have like eyes like that, and they can't control it because of muscle imbalance in their eye.
Yeah. You know a lot about eyes, didn't you?
I know a lot about everything.
Right, yeah. Wow.